Hi everyone, Summer here with AstariaSen, and I'm going to do a VR to the hashtag Tarot on the Menu. I originally saw it on Candy's channel, but it was originally done by a new to me channel called Papermoon Tarot. So I will leave both of their links down in the description. Also the decks that I talk about, I will leave the name of them down in the description as well. If I have any walkthroughs that I've done on them, I will probably put them up here somewhere. That way you can see a walkthrough of them if you want to. All right, so the idea is it's only like 7 questions, so pretty short, just depends on how long you want it to be. There is one oracle in here that's actually requested as one of the questions. So let's go ahead and get down to it. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, and I really enjoyed doing this tag. I hope other people will jump on board because it was so much fun. And she said that she originally took it from Candy's Blind Date Tarot, so that's cool, right? We're all inspiring each other, so yay. I also challenged myself to keep it a little more Fae deck related. I didn't do it completely, but I did pretty good, I think. All right, so the first one is a deck to whet your appetite. Now, I took this as either like the first deck you whet your appetite for tarot on, or a deck that you pick up and it gets you more involved in tarot, something like that. So mine is going to be it's not my first deck, because my first deck was an oracle deck. It was a fairy oracle deck. But the deck that really like got me really involved in tarot is Shadowscapes. And what in the world? Apparently this was shuffled wrong last time it was shuffled. But it is one of those decks that's just really pretty, and I like pretty things. So it just caught my eye really fast and kept it pretty much. So I mean, it's just one of those decks that just inspired me, my creative side and tarot side. So I wanted to learn more, and I wanted to see more, and I wanted to try other decks, and this is the one that just whet my appetite. Okay, so, and I keep it in this pretty little pouch a friend made for me. I paid her, of course, but she's not currently making tarot bags. But her name's Amber. You guys know her. She's been around the tarot community, but she's not doing a lot on her channel or in her Etsy shop at the moment. But I will leave a link down to her Etsy shop, so if you want to go ahead and heart it, you can follow along. And if she ever gets back to making tarot bags, because all the tarot bags that you see me unravel are hers, so then you'll be able to know if she's doing them again. Okay, so the next one is called the French Bistro. It's like the elegant romantic deck. And the one I chose for this, like, this was really hard, like super hard. This one was so hard for me because I have a lot of really cool elegant decks that I enjoy, but I decided to go ahead and rest and take it with Ethereal Visions, because Ethereal Visions is just so elegant, and I guess it's the closest it comes to reminding me of a French style, and it's Art Nouveau, so that comes over in the European area, and I just love it. Like, look how beautiful and delicate, and it's just such a pretty deck, and it's so light. Like, the coloring is light, but the deck itself is light too. Like, it doesn't give awful readings, not like that, but or just fluffy readings, but it's got a lighter air to it and a lot more you can kind of read more into it, which I really like in a tarot deck. So that's my French Bistro. I don't have like a Marseille deck or anything like that, because I'm not really a big fan of pips, and that's really what Marseille has a lot more to do with, so I just don't deal with that. All right, so the next one is the spicy dish. Number 3 is the spicy dish. It adds a little zing to every reading. So the one I'm choosing is a little more adult. It is the tarot, the Dark Royal Tarot, and he's a fantastic artist. He's one of my favorite male artists, but the idea with his deck is that you take the good and the bad. You take the beauty and you take the beast. So all of it is all together and jumbled together, and you can't have one without the other. And you have to really, in order to understand the card, you have to take both sides, the negative and the positive, into consideration. It's not just about reversals and upright. It's about that deep darkness that's inside you, as well as the bright light that's inside you, and looking at both of them from both perspectives. So I really love, like, also how empowering the cards look. Like, she's so pretty, but she's like deadly, you know? And then you have ones like this, like, how gorgeous is that? And she's howling at the moon, like, holy cow. Isn't that just fantastic? She's one of my favorites. Again, you get that very delicate, deadly kind of thing going on. And she just looks like she's both got the beauty and the brains and the bronze, or I guess all three, not both. And look at her, oh my gosh. So lethal and so feminine. And see, this is where you get like the beast aspects, this darker aspects, as well as the beauty aspects. And I just love that with this deck. And here we actually have the beauty and the beast style going on. And then again here, beauty and beast style. And this one right here I thought was interesting, which is why I pulled it out. You have the unicorn and the dark dragon and her at the same time, and this guy down here. So there's really like a yin yang to that card. That's interesting. And then this one's one of my favorite cards of his, like the art of it. Oh my gosh, it's just so fantastic. It's like, yes, you can have me, but I'm going to slit your throat while you do it. Maybe that's a little too dark for some people, but this is my spicy deck. You can see why, right? All right, the next one is Little Italy, the deck that brings to mind like Italian pasta. So Italy, I don't have like a lot of decks that really inspire like an Italy or pasta feel to me. So I tried my best to find a Fae one that relates in a way that I could, and I chose the Paulina Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. And really because of the elaborateness, because when I think of Italy, I think of like the big giant balls and the dresses and the mass and this really elaborate mixture of things. So that's why I chose this. And I picked some cards that really expressed that elaborateness, or what I thought of as elaborateness, for my Little Italy, my Little Italy deck, and the mass in here and stuff like that. I mean, it just really just speaks more Italy style to me than anything else. And of course Fae, but I chose specific cards just to show the Italy side of it. Like, that totally looks all Italy. You know, the fashion and the arts and everything else. Oh yeah, totally. Like, look at that high fashion there. Yeah, fantastic cards. Okay. And then the next one is Meat and Potatoes. Meat and Potatoes is the trusty main deck that sticks to your ribs. Now, I know that it should be a Rider-Waite, you know, copy or something like that, but I just don't do the copycat Rider-Waites very well. And that's not a main deck to me. That is not the deck I reach for. That is not the deck that's my go-to. That's not the deck that I'm going to grab if I'm having a bad day or a good day. It's not the deck that I'm going to jump on the minute I come home or the minute I wake up. It's just not that kind of deck. So instead, I chose my main deck, which, if you know this wrap, you know which deck it is. I chose the Crystal Visions Tarot. And this is my Meat and Potatoes. I mean, elegant. I connect well with the cards. They have a lot of pretty colors in it that really just speak to me on my feminine level and my artistic level. So I really do love these cards. They're just so beautiful, and they're my meat and potatoes. They're the ones that I pull to for relationships, and it works really well with relationships. But you know what? This deck is a good overall deck. I take it to tarot nights with me, and I can read for just about anybody with this deck, and including myself. So hence my meat and potato deck. All right. So only 2 more left to go. Here's where the oracle comes in. Are you guys ready? I have so many Fae oracles, it's not even funny. Well, I guess it's a little funny. Okay, so the next question is the right wine. And this is the one where it's the oracle that perfectly complements your tarot meal. So I chose Fairy Enchantments by Ian Daniels. And I picked out a few cards, and it's because I like blush wines. I'm a blush wine drinker. I like those sweet Moscatos and those pink wines and stuff like that, and I'll drink those with anything. Like, I know for some people it depends on the meal, right? Like red, white, you know, dry, not dry, that kind of thing. I just like Moscato, and I like it to be sweet, and I don't want to, you know, that's what I want to taste, is this sweet blushy wine. So that's why I picked this, and I pulled out some cards that reminded me of the blush wine that I very much enjoy drinking. And of course, he's got that rose gold gilding on there too. And I picked out cards that have drinks in them because I thought that was fun. Yeah, so he's an amazing artist, and he just does a fantastic job. I really, really love his art style, and I really love this deck. I wish the deck wasn't, or the book wasn't falling apart on me. That's the big thing for me. That's why I don't use it as much as I want to. But that's the oracle I would choose to like jump on to go with any of my tarot readings, because it's fun like that. All right, the very last question, number 7, is the fancy dessert. It's the one that reminds you of wedding cakes. Okay, so this was hard for me. A lot of my decks are very colorful and vibrant and just have a lot going on in them and stuff like that. And that's all well and good for a wedding cake, but I also think in wedding cake colors, like the golds and the pinks and the blues and the white and the, you know, that kind of stuff. So I picked the Mystic Fairy Tarot. Not only is it so elaborate on the backs of the cards, like look how elaborate that is, you know, and it reminds you of those really cool cake styles, right? But even the fronts of them have that light aspect, that wedding aspect to it. And they're just beautiful. There's a lot going on in them, of course, but I picked out the ones that I thought were more into like being wedding cake orientated. And I love the borders, how the borders do that, because that really, you know, inspires that wedding vibe or that vineyard vibe or something like that that goes with weddings, right? So that's why this inspired me to be the wedding cake or the dessert tarot for me. So that's all there is. Please, please, please check out this tag by Papermoon Tarot. And I hope to see you guys do it too. This was so much fun. Let me know, do you guys have these decks? If you don't, which one do you want to get if you want to? And if you do, which one do you like best? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a very great day.